Hello, this is Erica with Launching Legacies. Welcome to our daily devotional. Now, you'll remember that last week we talked about Joshua and his preparations for going into the new land. He was going to take the children of Israel into the land of Canaan, the promised land, the land flowing with milk and honey. And the dilemma was that a lot of things had to happen in order for him to prepare for that. So we looked at Joshua chapter 1. But as I had my own interesting journey last week, I decided to share with you a testimonial about what happens when you realize you need to continuously prepare for the new era. It's not just something you do in the beginning, it's something that you're continually walking through. Now, I probably have talked about that before, but I'm going to make it really specific to the story of Joshua, and my testimony kind of converge together so that we can have clarity about what kind of things might come up as you are continuously getting ready for your new era. So one thing that I noticed that happened last week was I was expecting something or hoping for something to happen. I needed something to be taken care of, and I was praying about it, and I'm like, okay, Lord, I need you to make a way in this area. I need you to make a way in this area. I need you to make a way in this area. And actually, before I started praying really intently, before I got into really deep prayer about the matter, someone called me and said, hey, you know what? We want to do this for you. But because I felt like, oh no, that's just too much for them, that's too much of a sacrifice, I got uncomfortable with it, and I decided I really wanted God to move in this other way, which was less personal, but also more comfortable for me. It made me feel like I was less of a burden. Like, it's fine for God to make a miracle happen, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for an individual to be helping me in this way. And so what happened was a configuration of both pride and this concept of really not knowing if I was worthy of getting someone's help, and that together kind of created this interesting storm of me not being ready to receive what was already there. And so a good friend of mine termed it as such. She said, you were praying for something that was present. And so she's like, the prayer had already been answered, and that you had prayed and you were still praying for it to happen. And so she was saying, you need to be mindful, like you got to go back and work through what's wrong with you, that you're going to pray for something to happen. Like, what pride needs to die, what areas of like lack of self-worth needs to die, what things need to be gone out of your life in order for you to prepare for this new era. She was like, in this new era, people might just be giving you something, and you may not want to be the one to receive it because you think it should go a certain way. But if that doesn't die, then you're not going to be ready for whatever's next. And it was an earnest word. And she didn't even watch these devotionals, but she was able to say what I had already said the week before. So what am I saying this to say? I knew it was true when I read it from Joshua 1. I knew it was true when I taught it in this devotional and talked about it with you, but then I still had to experience a place in myself that needed to die, a place in myself that was still holding on to wanting things to happen a certain way. And so I want to encourage you to let you know that was the first step, right? Something has to die. But in every part of our lives, as we're going into a new era, as we're doing new things, there are multiple steps that we have to revisit. We have to come back to again. So for me, it was pride and lows and this self-worth that was kind of warped, right? And praying for something that was already present. That needed to die. I needed to abandon all of those ways and move into another place. But there will be other things that I'll have to do. I'll have to remember to say, no, wait a minute, God, what's my territory? Remember, that was the second step. I'll have to say, now, what is my role? What am I supposed to do? God, what do you promise to do in this season? And I'll always have to be strong and courageous. I'll have to be strong and courageous over and over again. And so what is that saying? That preparation doesn't really ever end. When you're in the new era, you still need to do what you were doing to prepare for the new era. And so I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you by letting you know first that we're praying for you. And I also want to encourage you by letting you know that, yes, I'm doing these devotionals, and yes, I've studied the word, but yes, I'm still going through all of the process that has to happen for me to even inhabit this new era. Because see, the word is true. If it wasn't true for all of us, it would be true for none of us. And so it's true for all of us. It applies to all of us all the time. And so we're all working out our own soul salvation, right? We're all working out the details of what it means to prepare for God to use us in amazing ways. And so I want you to know that as much as I prayed for myself last week as I was going through this process, I've been praying for you. I've been praying for you that you would heal, live, and grow. I'm praying for you that you would find yourself in whatever part of that story you're in, and that you would work it out. Joshua 1, don't forget that. And we ask you to please pray for us because we want your prayers. And we'll see you again tomorrow with another devotional. Until then, be blessed.